welcome to this review of LEGO Idea Set 40595, tribute to Galileo Galilei. It says 307 pieces, is rated for ages 18 plus, and contains one minifigure. It was a promo from November to the end of December of 2023 for qualifying LEGO purchases. And without further ado, let's get into the review. As always, we'll be starting here first with the figures here, being, of course, Galileo Galilei himself here and no other figures, but the print detailing and stuff on this figure is pretty decent for a promo, being this kind of button-up shirt, this like gray button-up shirt here. No other prints, unfortunately, would have been nice. I'm not entirely sure if that face print is exclusive to this figure or not, but if it is, that would be a nice little bonus along with the shirt piece there. The other thing that I kind of have to say about this figure is that there is no second face on the back there. It is just that basic front face, which I mean, I guess for a bearded figure kind of makes sense. You're not going to get like a ton of emotion out of a figure who has a beard piece here, but I guess you could get some different like expression in the eyes, but that is just not included. I do kind of wish there was a little bit more detailing in it, but I do think the kind of more simplistic style they went with for Galileo here is kind of like fitting for the time and stuff, so I can't be too mad about that, although it would have been nice to maybe see a little bit of arm printing, like a little bit of like a wrinkle detailing or stuff on there for a like special promo like this. We've only really seen the likes of it with the Eiffel set, the Eiffel Suite or whatever it's called, with that came with the Eiffel Tower and stuff, and I guess it's sort of similar to like the Amelia Earhart one, but this like specific style is kind of new and kind of interesting, and it would have been nice to see something a little bit more special going on with this figure here, but it still is a pretty decent figure overall, and without further ado, let's get into the build itself. The build for the Galileo Galilei set here is, as one might expect, like his office and stuff, where he did a lot of his work and research that he became known for, obviously. And this set is pretty special in that it even includes some basic play features and stuff in this relatively like surface level basic appearing build just off of first glance, but I do like that there's a little bit of thickness with the base and stuff, and it is just like a little bit more substantial, I guess, than maybe say if it was just like a plate and then your tile and stuff on the top. It feels like a little bit just bigger, maybe more solid, I guess, with the extra girth there, and that also blends into the play feature, which we will get into in a minute, which involves his desk and is actually rather nice here. But just speaking on the detail of his office itself, it is pretty nice. A few stickers are obviously a part of this, being the Galileo Galilei sticker here, which would have been nice as a print, just that kind of like main tile piece. That's kind of what you're showing off, I guess. That's like the label of the piece, which would have been nice as a print rather than a sticker, but I guess you can really say that about just about any sticker piece, so I'm not going to like just like toss the set out because it has a couple of stickers. I do wish that it could have been a print though, which would have been a little bit nicer and just a little bit cleaner, I think. But the other couple like sticker pieces are this guy here on the desk, which I'm not exactly sure what it's depicting. If you know, you can go ahead and throw that in the comments below there. And then, of course, the Leaning Tower of Pisa back there, which looks very nice. I really like this, just the look of it, kind of centered in there, is just really cool looking, to be honest. Definitely a great kind of what draws my eye in, honestly, when I'm just looking at it. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's a neat painting in the background there. But yeah, some of the other details and stuff include this over here, which I would assume is sort of like a different variant or maybe unpainted model of either this model here or the moon or something. I'm not exactly entirely sure. I didn't do a ton of research regarding Galileo and stuff and his discoveries before that, but obviously you know some of the basics and stuff, which is kind of what this is highlighting here with regards to this right there, which we'll get to more in a second. And then there's also this little globe, little map of Earth, which is a very nice print piece. That's not included all the time, but when it is, it's always very nice there, as well as a telescope going off of this balcony here, which I'll kind of turn this around so you can kind of see on the back. It's not too special from this side, but viewing it from the proper side, it looks quite nice there. It looks like you get a very nice view going off of the side there. And then coming over to this side, we have a sort of bookshelf and whatchamacallit, drawer area and stuff with some basic storage and stuff, even including this partially opened drawer there, a little bit wonky or wobbly, as well as some little papers and stuff, letters just kind of falling all over, kind of illustrating how science and just stuff like that can be a little bit messy and stuff. It makes the office seem a little bit more lived in and stuff, I believe. And then that kind of brings us to the center here, the very nice painting leading into his desk itself there with his chair, which I will show you in a minute how he kind of looks in there. It really pulls the piece together if you have him just kind of sitting in that chair. It's very nice, just centered and stuff, obviously kind of pointing him to be the centerpiece of the set. And there's some other basic just things scattered around his desk, like an ink and quill, and I'm not entirely sure what this is representing. Maybe a sundial or something, I would assume. Correct me if I'm wrong. But then, of course, we have the sun and the earth little model right there, which if we spin the entire set around, we can see this little gear here, and there's obviously a couple more gears. You can hear it turning in there, and then I will show it from this side so we can actually model the earth spinning around the sun, which is a very cool feature there, and definitely something that elevates the set. Not something that's necessarily needed as a play feature, because most people who build the set are likely just to put it on a shelf and never use that, but it's definitely a nice inclusion and doesn't really detract from the look. You can kind of see how it works underneath the desk, but they even used a brown bar piece right there as to not disrupt it with a weird looking axle and stuff. And I think from most angles you're not even going to be able to tell that that's there, as you can see it like this. But now let's throw the Galileo figure on there and get into the final thoughts. Now that we have the figure here, kind of everything all kind of ties together. Obviously, it's all based around Galileo, so having Galileo in the display obviously just makes sense and is almost required for the set, although it does look pretty good even without a figure standing on there. It does give you another option or two here where you could stick him, but I think he looks best sitting in his chair there at his desk. And yeah, so overall it's just a very nice and pretty cohesive set. especially even just for the size there. It's not too chaotic. It's just chaotic enough where it's kind of lived in, as you can see with like the letter and stuff on the ground. And it's definitely very good overall. And I do just want to reiterate at the end here, I did mention in the intro, you might not have caught it, that this was a set that was like towards the end of 2023, so it may be a little bit more difficult to find. I don't think it's like crazy difficult or expensive to find, but if you do want to pick this up for any astronomy lover or whatever that you would like to give this to, or somebody who's just obsessed with Galileo for some reason, they would definitely enjoy this. And you may have to look at third-party sources such as like Bricklink or eBay, or I guess even just go through Brickset, and it should give you some options where you may be able to pick this guy up here. And I don't think it's super crazy expensive, like 20 something ish dollars, in that rough range at the time of filming here in late 2024. But yeah, it's a pretty good set, and definitely if you're interested in Galileo or like astronomy or just like any of his work or whatever, definitely a look into getting this. A very nice display model, and would go good with your collection of knickknacks on a shelf, or if you're a Lego fan like me, with displaying with other Lego or other similar style display sets. And yeah, that's about all I have to say for this review. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Bye!